Okay, so today we are going to kind of do the first part of our human interactions with the world out in. We've been talking about energy, we've been talking about efficiency, we've been talking about all these different things and how they're kind of all related. Now, on Friday, if you guys remember, I asked you this question: if you were the president and you could choose only one type of energy, what would it be? So we had all kinds of different stuff that you guys chose: solar, nuclear. I was surprised by the number of nuclear, but nuclear. We had nuclear. We had renewable. We had all these different kinds, right? And so what I want you to do today is I'm going to go through a little project, and we are going to have to do this a little bit better, a little bit more thoroughly, okay? So on Classroom, and you can just look on the screen, there's this thing called the Future of Energy. There's two things that I attached here: the actual project sheet and then the rubric as well. So we're going to start with the project sheet. All right, so as always, I try to give you guys a little scenario. Since in this scenario, you play the part of a United States senator. Okay, senators are the ones that a lot of times, advocate for what they think or what the constituents think, right? Your job as a senator is to advise the president as to the types of changes that should be made to the country in order to make a more perfect nation. The topic in this legislative session is to determine which form of energy the United States should move forward with. What does that say? The United States should use moving us forward into the future. You will create a poster highlighting the strengths and weaknesses of your energy source. The poster will be used to not only influence the decision of the president, but also be used to try to sway the other senators toward the position. So we're going to be choosing a specific form of energy. Now, you notice Riley said renewable. I mean, like, specifically which one. You're going to move forward with coal. You're going to move forward with nuclear. You're going to move forward with wind. What is your plan? Okay? You can only choose one. That's the important thing here. On your poster, it will be used to influence the president's decision as well as the rest of the senators. So when we get done, we will play them out around the classroom. You guys will get a chance to actually go around and look at them, look through some of the arguments based off what people have done for their projects, and then you're going to have some money that you're going to be able to vote with, like $1 million bills that I'm going to give you. And you're going to use that to vote and see what we're going to use moving forward. Okay, so it's important that you guys think about this. Now, how this is going to work is you're going to get a normal size piece of poster paper, like a half a sheet, like we've done before. And then how we're going to do this is these are the things that I'm looking for. Your poster is going to be used to influence the president's decision. You need to have at least 3 basic facts as to the way your energy form works. So what that means is I just want you to tell me the process of how it makes electricity. So if you choose hydroelectric, you should talk about how the river or the tides use the water to turn a turbine, and that makes electricity. Okay, so that's number 1, how it works. Number 2, you need to have colored pictures. So you're going to draw them and color them that are representative of your form of energy. Pictures can include anything that is related to your energy source and will draw the attention of your fellow students. Remember, we are going to be voting on these, and there always is a prize involved when you are the senator that has the best project. Okay? Also, I will be hanging some of these up around the classroom, on the door outside, some of that kind of stuff. So, chance for everybody else to get to see them. Okay? Questions so far? Cool. Number 3 and number 4 are exactly the same. And now listen carefully, because this is the most important part of this project. Number 3, I want you to highlight the economic advantages and disadvantages to your form of energy. What's economic? What does it mean?
Like money.
Yeah, like money. So when I say economic advantages, these are things that are good. They're going to make a lot of money. If it's an economic disadvantage, it's something that's going to cost a lot of money. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, there we go. It says, if you keep going through, it says, since you are trying to sway the public, I want you to include at least 3 advantages that your form of energy will provide to our economy, as well as 2 main disadvantages that your form of energy will create through its use. Make sure you explain the advantages and disadvantages thoroughly, like someone doesn't know what your form of energy is. So notice you're going to have 3 good things, 3 ways it's going to help the economy, and then 2 ways that it could be a disadvantage to the economy. Everybody okay with that? Now, as we talked about, I don't know, throughout the last week, there are advantages and disadvantages for every kind. Most of the renewable ones probably going to have maybe some more disadvantages for the economy, but maybe going to have some better advantages for the environment. So what's the environment? What do we mean by that? Anthony, go ahead. So the economy was money, Brandon said. What's the environment? There's environmental advantages and disadvantages. Sure. So it's the animals, it's the people, it's the environment, it's the earth, right? So in this one, notice again, you're gonna highlight the advantages and disadvantages. Again, same exact thing. You're gonna have 3 advantages and 2 disadvantages for the environment. So what would be an advantage for solar energy to the environment? Coons, go.
It doesn't pollute.
Sure. Doesn't pollute, doesn't produce carbon dioxide, doesn't produce greenhouse gases. Those are things that are advantages, right? What could be a disadvantage for the environment for solar panels? AJ?
The stuff inside it.
Sure. At some point, they're going to wear out, right? And you're going to have to get rid of them. And when you get rid of them, there's no recycling program right now where you can take the stuff and reuse it. Otherwise, it just goes right back to the ground, right? So there are some definite advantages and disadvantages for each economy. That is the most important part of this project. It's all important, but that's the most important part, is the economic and the environmental advantages and disadvantages. Any questions about those 2 big parts? Okay, the next part. This is what I want you guys to do. Go ahead and get out your Chromebooks for me. Go to this assignment, but don't get into the actual project. Just get on the assignment. So I want you like right here. Yours won't look like mine, but. Rose, all right? You hanky? No? Okay. Good, just use your mask. Now, the next step, when you guys get onto this assignment, there's a button that's like add or create, right? Push the create button, make yourself a Google Doc, okay? And that way it's already attached to this assignment. So again, push the add or create button and then create a Google Doc. Make sure you're doing that in Classroom, not just willy-nilly. That way it's attached. Everybody a few seconds. Some of our computers are dead and slow, whatever else. Now, as you're doing that, I want to show you guys the last part of the project. And this is the part that you're actually going to start on today, okay? So if you go back to this, the last thing is you're going to do a little research, okay? Obviously, you don't know all the advantages and disadvantages. You don't know how much money is spent or how much money it's going to cost or things like that, right? So what you're going to be doing for number 5 there is you're going to organize your information onto a Google document, which is what we just created. Information should be organized into the previous 4 categories and should include the website along with the date accessed. That's an important thing for each bit of information. Document should be attached to Google Classroom, which we just did. Okay, so if you notice, there are 4 main sections that we did up here. We did how it works, your pictures, I'll show you what I want to do there, and then economic advantages and disadvantages and environmental ones. So what you can do is I'm just going to really quick just throw up a new document so you guys can see it. So if you wanted to organize this, I think I would probably call it energy notes, but you guys call it whatever you want. That's not what I want. There you go. 4 categories, how it works, pictures, the economic
And then you can put below that advantages, disadvantages. So this is just an easy way to kind of organize your thoughts
and to keep what we call a bibliography. Bibliography is basically the sources that you use for your project. Now, does that mean I should copy and paste things onto this? No. If you do that, what is that called? Does anyone know?
Plagiarism.
It's called plagiarism. Coons, how does plagiarism work? Is it good to do plagiarism?
No.
No. It will get you a 0 on that particular part. Okay? How do you not plagiarize something? Go ahead, Coons.
Don't copy word for word.
Well, yeah, so here's the easiest way. How would you do that? What's the easiest way to not have that happen?
What do you mean?
Well, how would you do that? So you found something on the internet that you want to use in your poster, right?
Like put it in your home.
Good. So this is what you should do. Read the paragraph, right? Whatever you're going to use, read the paragraph. Then go back to this document and type what you remember. Type the gist of it. That is how you don't plagiarize. If you copy and paste everything and cut out like 3 words, guess what? That's still plagiarism, okay? Plagiarism means it is not your own work. Now, it's okay to use facts. So let's say it costs $1 million to start a solar panel factory or whatever. That's okay. Does everybody understand that? So be kind of careful with that, but just make sure you don't plagiarize. How it would work is very simple. So for this one, for pictures, the only thing that you need to have here, I just thought that would be a good place to do things to kind of help you when you're thinking. So let's just say I'm going to choose solar energy. And let's say that I'm thinking of drawing like a solar farm. So I'm going to click on the actual picture. You have to click on the actual picture. That's important. Or the actual like word. And then let's say I just like this because I might draw something like that. Okay. So I'm just going to copy it real quick. And it's okay to copy pictures. I'm going to go back and I'm just going to paste it in there. And then below it, I'm going to use the actual website. Okay. So this whole big web address, just push Control C. I'm going to push Control V. And I accessed it 3/22 of 21. Whoops, not a hashtag. So 3/22/21. Perfect. Done. That's it. Okay. Go do that. So that's what I'm expecting. That's what I should do. And again, for pictures, just do 2 or 3, whatever you guys need. If it's just a way to kind of organize your information. What if I find one website and it has all the stuff on it? Should I use just one website in my research?
No.
No. Also, make sure you are using reputable sites. What does it mean to be reputable, Priscilla? Well, let's say you stumble across Brennan's Sweet Solar Energy page. Is that a site you should maybe use? Why not? Because Brennan is in his basement. And does Brennan know anything about solar energy? No. Now, what if you stumble across the Department of Energy website? Would that be a good website? Yes. Okay, so be very careful with what the sites are that you use. Use multiple sites. Make sure that you put the dates with the sites. And make sure that you are thorough and complete. Remember, for economic advantages and environmental advantages, you should have 3. If you wanted to put that just in parentheses, just to remind yourself, you can. And then for disadvantages, it should be 2 for both. So just, again, this is just a way to organize your information so that way you guys have a good plan moving forward. Questions about that part? Hey, buddy. Questions about that part? Questions about that part?
No.
Good job, everybody. Okay, so back to this. As always, that is the entire project. If at some point you forget what you're doing, the project sheet is attached to Classrooms. Don't forget that. Also, I always like to give you guys a rubric, and that way you make sure that you know exactly what I'm going to grade you on. So here's the rubric.
And it's no different than any of the rubrics that we've done in the past. It just obviously is geared towards this. So this is, come on, thing. So this is the stuff that I'm going to be grading you on, okay? So the analysis. There will be an analysis portion that we will do at the end. That has to do with the grading, with your voting, with all that stuff, okay? So that will be one that we'll do at the very end. Design, decoration, creativity. I am looking for something that looks nice, right? Now, I understand some of you are not the best artists. I mean, I've seen some of the drawings that some of you guys do with, with some of the stuff right here. But anyway, do your best. Do your best. Color it well. Draw it well. Make it be like you are a senator presenting this to the rest of the Senate and the president, okay? As always, the rubric, it's great, it's not so great, and it's terrible by the end, okay? The advantages and disadvantages. Notice it says complete explanation of the advantages and the disadvantages of the economy and the environment. Make sure you do both. Do not forget, make sure you do both. Notice, as the rubric goes down, mostly complete, somewhat complete, limited explanation, and so on and so forth. Questions about any of that stuff? Simple. Okay, how it works. Again, I want to know exactly how it works. Use that as part of your thing, and you can organize this in your poster however you want to. You can have a section for how it works. You can have a section for the economy. You can have a section for the environment. Totally up to you. How you guys organize those things is completely up to you. Next thing, you will get a 5-point grade for that Google thing that we just worked on, the doc that you just set up. What I'm looking for on there are all of the information. I'm looking for the web addresses, and I'm looking for the dates. So make sure you have all of those things. Questions about that? And my favorite, using classroom time wisely. So if you're Jack Wang, let's just say Coons. I don't know why. Let's just say Coons. Coons decides to not really work very hard today and, goes and messes with Emma and goes and messes with Riley and, does all these things. Is he being very productive? Okay, what?
No.
Good, Priscilla, good class. So, is he being productive? No. Is he getting anything done? No. Is he causing other people to not get their stuff done? Yes. That's not what I want, okay? So, there you go. Bye, Mr. Hart. So, this is what we're doing for this week, basically, okay? We're going to start the research today. Timelines. You should probably have your research done by tomorrow at the end of class. Everybody understand that? You should already have in your brain kind of which form you're going to choose. You do not have to use the same form that you did on Friday. You can change it if you guys want to. Let's say you start researching the one that you wanted and you realize, oh my God, this is terrible. Then don't do that one. That's fine. Okay? Again, by tomorrow, you should have your research complete. If not, what does that mean? You can. Means you're probably a little behind, right? So you may want to work on it outside of class, and you can work on it outside of class anyway. Tomorrow or Wednesday, I will give you guys the poster board whenever you're ready for it. You'll get one sheet, so you might want to kind of set a draft out so you kind of know where you're going to put everything. The goal is, or what the, not the goal, the due date for this project is the end of class on Friday. Poster complete, everything complete, ready to go. Question? Nobody has any questions? Must be doing a really good job. Right, Lincoln? Oh, love it. Your nose got out here. So, rest of today, we have the ability to choose your form. Should definitely have that done today. You can start working on the research part of it. I'll come around. Next several days, if you want to bring your headphones and listen to those as you work, I don't care, that's fine. If you want to listen to stuff on your phone, that's fine too, as long as it's not causing you to be distracted. Yeah. Questions before we go? All right, cool. That's all I got. Get after it. Do you want me to get a piece of?
You should.
So, yeah. This thing? Oh, or this thing? This?
Yeah.
Yep. I'll leave that there. Let me stop this recording real quick.